Good morning, everybody. It's Roger Emerson. It is your Monday Music Moment. I think this is number 8 in my series on everything you wanted to know about composing, arranging, and publishing. And we're talking about licensing. And last week we were talking about sync licenses for virtual choirs. And I just wanted to add a footnote that it isn't always that easy. I know for a fact that I've got a friend who tried to license a Beatles song through Sony, and it was $500. And she had to negotiate for that. So just be aware. And then another friend who's working on a Coldplay song with Universal, and the link sends you to a form, and the form is sort of set up for commercial use. You've got to realize that sync licenses, sort of the history behind them, is that normally a song needs a sync license when it's going to be used in a movie or a commercial where there's large amounts of money involved. And there really isn't much of a provision for education yet. Let's hope that there is as we move forward. But just wanted to add that little caveat in case you tried what I suggested and are hitting a bit of a brick wall. But again, I said maybe look for tunes and get those licenses secured before you start to learning the songs and buying the choral music that you're going to use with them, at least if you're going to do them for virtual choir. So today we're moving on to master licenses. Now, the only time this is really important is if you're using a pre-recorded recording as your track in your virtual choir. If you're playing piano or you've got your own rhythm section and you're creating your own track, you don't need a master license. But if you're using someone else's, in this case, in most cases, since it's probably a pop song, the recording was probably done by Hal Leonard or Alfred. They deserve to get some compensation, and it's done via a master license. The good news is that at least last spring, I know that Hal Leonard was granting free master licenses for schools doing graduation videos. And I assume that Alfred was probably doing the same thing. And I think they're continuing this, that they want you to buy the print. If you buy the print, they're willing to be flexible on the master license. So again, if you go to their websites and under a licensing or permissions tab, there's usually a form to fill out, and hopefully that will be something they'll provide either free or not too expensively to you. So that is now 2 of 5 different types of copyright that a song has, and we're going to continue the next 3 weeks with the other 3. Let's see, the right to perform, the right to record, and the right to print. So there's a total of 5 different kinds of copyright protection for songs and songwriters and their publishers. And again, let's hope this gets easier. Again, copyright law is somewhat behind the times, but we're hopeful. And most publishers and copyright holders are being very flexible during this time. And again, I'm very hopeful that this time next year, we won't even be talking about this. So again, if you're working on something, say for the holidays, I think it's going to be awful challenging to try and do a whole concert in a virtual setting. I mean, you might live stream it, and we might talk about that and some of the licensing that may or may not be required there. We'll do that maybe 4 weeks from now. But maybe it's just enough to take one holiday song and do it in a virtual setting. And again, there are some firms that do that for you. There's one as cheap as like $250 that will basically set your kids up, do it, and send it to you, sort of a rough, I'm going to say a simple virtual choir video. So if you want more information on that, you can always get a hold of me at rogeremerson.com. You can comment on this video. And again, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's not monetized. I don't make any money there. I do it just because I like to teach. I hope that what I'm giving to you is helpful. Again, I want to encourage you to hang in there. I know it's hard. I'm hearing it from all age levels that this is the hardest year I've ever had. And I just want to encourage you to not be too hard on yourself. yeah, you're going to lose some kids because a lot of kids are there for the social. It's the reason we were probably there. And then we found the joy of singing together, and we will again. They'll come back. Try and keep it upbeat and try and keep it personal, and realize that there may not be a whole lot of content that gets taught this year, but if you can just keep people moving forward, and your students moving forward, and yourselves with as little stress as possible, use this as again a bit of a sabbatical to learn some new things, different approaches. I think most people are saying, you know, I've learned this. And I'm going to apply it moving forward, and I think that's a great thing. So anyway, short and sweet today on master licenses. And again, those master licenses for recorded songs like, you know, Stand By Me. Say if Geico wanted to use Stand By Me, the original recording, they would have to pay a lot of money for that. But when we're dealing with tracks from educational publishers, that's pretty straight ahead and should be nominal in cost, if any. So make sure that you contact those publishers whose tracks you are using and get permission. Anyway, until next week, it's Roger Emerson here in Northern California. And although I'm not an employee of Hal Leonard, I know I speak for all the Hal Leonard people that we hope that you're doing well. We're there ready and waiting. We've got a lot of new material and chorals that we want to share with you, and we'll do so here after the first of the year. So until that time, take care, be well, be kind, vote. It's very important. Most important election, at least, of my 70 years. Oh my goodness. Okay, see you guys next week. So long.